You just put your lips together and you come real close. Can you blow my whistle, baby?
How do you remember the lyrics, dude? This song is like 20, like it's over 10 years old.
Because it played in Prisoners, don't you remember?
No.
Yeah. That was when it cut to Jake Gyllenhaal's face when he heard the last whistle. That's what started playing.
Flagpole. What did you say? Flagpole.
Take your stinking paw off me, you damn 38!
No! You're a wizard, Harry.
In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you.
And I care! What is the deal?
No, do me a favor, Captain. Go fuck yourself.
Language. Why so serious?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm Vengeance. Avengers! Assemble.
Wow, Braden, I'm glad you gave me this little red whistle, in case I'm ever attacked or anything. I hope I don't lose it in a pit and my dad get knocked into the pit and shot, and Jake Gyllenhaal think he hear my dad, but he don't know if he hear anything because we're talking about Prisoners.
Prisoners, a movie that came out 10 whole years ago.
And it's one of the movies. Do you ever remember seeing like an advertisement for this movie?
No, not at all.
I think it's one of those. I seen a lot of people when I rewatched it talking about the fact that Hugh Jackman didn't like win any awards or anything for this movie is just criminal. And you know what? I agree. I don't know. Do you know if this was? I guess this wasn't like a big budget type movie at all, but I mean, it had some stars in it.
Oh yeah, it did. Had a lot of recognizable names.
Yeah, it had that guy from that movie that he played in, that he was in. You know that guy?
Hugh Jackman?
Well, we had Hugh Jackman, so we had Wolverine. Then we had Mysterio. Then we had the Riddler. Then we had the Polka Dot Man. And then we had the guy who was almost good enough to be War Machine.
He was.
And we had Amanda Waller, didn't we?
Yeah, we did have Amanda Waller. Her and War Machine were married. Or almost War Machine. Yeah. Not, he did. So, okay, this movie had a budget of $46 million, and it made $122 million worldwide. So it probably, just made enough for a budget. Because if its production budget was $46 million, its marketing budget was probably, not that high.
Yeah, this was one of those movies I feel like it benefited from going on streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I swear I'd never heard of this movie till one day you just randomly said, hey, you should watch Prisoners. And I'm like, what's Prisoners? You're like, it's got Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman in it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's the main reason. I just came across it on, I think it was Prime at the time. It's on Netflix right now for anyone that hasn't seen this and wants to watch it, or if you're just...
I recommend it.
Yeah, it's incredible. And that's what I told you, basically. I was like, yeah, this movie was fucking phenomenal. I was invested from, opening to end. There's not really a dull moment. And that's it's kind of rare for a almost 3-hour movie to kind of be like that.
I fully expected, on a rewatch. I've seen this movie 3 times now. It's funny, I've seen this movie 3 times in the last 3 years. I've watched this movie once a year since you told me to watch it in 2020, I think.
Yeah.
I've shown this movie to 2 different people. Both of them ended up loving it.
Yeah, I've recommended this movie to anyone that has not seen it. I'm like, have you seen Prisoners? And they're like, nope. I'm like, recommended. I recommended it to my boss, and she watched it. I was like, yeah, it was dope, wasn't it? And she was like, yes, it was. I was like, yeah, I knew it.
We're gonna go
just recommend good shit.
Full spoilers and stuff, by the way.
Oh yeah,
we don't typically shy away from.
So its 10-year anniversary officially will be September 20th, 2023. This is probably getting uploaded September 14th. So we're within the week. We're actually doing it before the anniversary this time instead of a month later.
Yeah, because we're amazing at doing stuff on time.
We're the best.
We're the best. We're the best. Very timely manner type of guys.
Hugh Jackman was really trying to find his kids in a timely manner. It wasn't working out too well for him.
He was. No, so if you haven't, like we've just been saying, if you haven't heard of this or seen it or anything, and you wanna just kind of a taste, look up the look up the scene between Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman in the car.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
outside
about?
the liquor store? It's incredible.
Yes. Oh, that scene gives me chills.
I think that's probably the best scene in the movie. If there's any scene to watch, like a single scene, it's that one. Just the acting, those two bouncing off one another is incredible. The tension.
And I know it's realistic and stuff, but Jake Gyllenhaal at the end of that scene, he's just, hey, 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 hey. That's all he's saying. I don't know if you noticed that, but.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman his rage just continues to grow as this movie goes on. And I love at the beginning, they're like, he's like a calm, collected man. He knows what to do in any kind of situation. Then his kids get abducted and he loses all control.
Well, the thing is he's very thought out and meticulous about what he does. Like, he doesn't lose that kind of order that he has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a prepared man. So it's like it almost seems like he knows what he needs to do in a situation like this, because it's like he's prepared for this in the back of his mind or something. I don't really know. Do you really get what they were doing with the whole doomsday prepper thing? Like, did that really even play a part in the movie, other than Jake Gyllenhaal was just like, "Hey man, what's the lie doing in your basement? Did you kill your kid?" And he's like, "No, I buried our dog with it."
Oh, so, yeah. No, I guess that was just a red herring of sorts to throw you off the sense of, like, who it actually was.
I guess, but at any point in time, did you think Hugh Jackman was the one that abducted the kids?
Oh, no.
I could see, like, if you went into this completely blind, you maybe think it's a split situation where maybe he has split personalities. Maybe he snuck out of the fucking room or something. But you just they don't build, maybe if it was more of a sleazy actor. But at least for, us, we've seen Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. We've seen Logan before we seen this movie.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most recent Hugh Jackman performance in the back of your head. I'm talking in terms of like seeing him in a movie, like I'm sure you've seen like X2 and stuff, but like in a newer film.
Yeah.
That's probably the most recent thing you've seen him in. So like you see the lengths that he goes to protect X-23 and Logan. And so it's like, how would you think in my opinion, you just couldn't view him differently. Now, here's my idea, and it may not be a good one. They maybe should have built around the idea that maybe Loki, Jake Gyllenhaal's character, maybe Detective he was Loki. The one. Yes, Detective Loki. Also, season 2 of Loki's coming out here soon. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I saw an ad for it, and I'm like, wow, that might be the first Marvel thing I've watched or will watch, and who knows? Dude, I haven't seen hardly anything Marvel related in such a long time.
You should watch Guardians 3. It's really good.
Oh, I do need to see Guardians 3.
It's really good.
I do want to watch the new Spider-Verse movie. But other than that, there's no Marvel property that has interested me.
Yeah, if you like the first Spider-Verse movie, I think you'll like the second.
I love the first Spider-Verse movie. Yeah, I need to watch The Flash too. You've said that it's dumb fun, and if I just don't pay attention, then I'll probably enjoy it. And those are kind of movies I love. Because I liked Black Adam, the one movie you couldn't fucking list in your
I think a listing. Lot of... yeah. I forgot that movie existed. It's just a forgettable movie, okay?
It is forgettable.
In The Flash, though, I think, like, Flash is easily the best character. Like, none of the other characters really are that great, but The Flash is pretty freaking good. So for a Flash movie, I'd say that's a win.
Oh, I saw a headline today that apparently Warner Brothers has given up on Aquaman 2.
I thought they already gave up on Aquaman 2 like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like gonna come out now.
Oh, they're just not going to release it?
This is from those fucking internet websites and stuff, and it was like a thing on Facebook I saw, and I was just reading on it.
I'm pretty sure a trailer literally just came out for that. Like 2 days ago.
Well, they've lost like all faith. So they may just dump it on us and then just don't give a fuck about it. They may not continue advertising after the trailer. After that one trailer.
I mean, they might as well not. It's supposed to come out in December, and they released their first trailer in September. Like, they obviously don't really care about it.
Yeah.
But they did the same thing with Blue Beetle. Like, they didn't release a trailer for that until like June.
Oh yeah, I forgot that movie even came out.
Yeah, exactly. See?
There was a girl on my Snapchat that posted a picture, and she saw, did Blue Beetle come out around the same time that the new Insidious came out?
A couple months after.
Well, she saw both of them, and she said Insidious, great movie, 10 out of 10, fully recommend. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I haven't seen Insidious. I don't care. Whatever. I like the first one. No, it might be 10 out of 10 to some people. Then she said Blue Beetle, just another Ant-Man movie. And I was like, don't speak anymore. Don't ever rate or review a movie ever again. I almost blocked her. But she's
first
stupid.
Ant-Man is a terrific movie. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, but she just said Blue Beetle, just another Ant-Man movie. I'm like, it's not fucking Ant-Man to begin with.
Yeah, it's completely different. He doesn't shrink or anything.
The scarab attaches it's an alien life form or something that attaches himself to his back. I don't know if they changed that or not.
I was about to say, I don't know if it's an alien life form in the movie or not. I think I don't know. I think they might have went the Iron Man route or something. It's just technology, and I hope it's an alien life form though.
Fucking wrong. Even if it's an Iron Man thing.
That's the most interesting thing about Blue Beetle to me though is the scarab itself is its own entity. It chose Jaime specifically.
Yeah, and it can completely take over if it wants to.
Yeah, exactly. That's the interesting thing about Blue Beetle to me. That's the only thing I've ever found interesting about at least the Jaime Reyes version. Because, the Ted Kord version, he just, dressed up in a beetle suit because, the scarab didn't choose him. But he was like, I'm still going to be the Blue Beetle. So I think he's just kind of badass for that. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like making it an Iron Man thing is just lame.
Yeah. But, back to what I was saying about Detective Loki. I think they should have kind of built around maybe he was the one that kidnapped the kids, kind of throw a few red herrings his way.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this.
I feel like we spend too much time with him working the case to really make that work though.
I know. I wish we could have spent more time then again, there's really only a few characters in this movie. You know?
There's not a lot.
You have Hugh Jackman and then you have his wife. Well, you basically don't really see his wife for the rest of the movie. You see her, but
you see her on occasion. You basically only see her when Hugh Jackman goes back to the house, or when they go to the hospital later on in the movie, after the initial. Was it Thanksgiving dinner? Yes, it was Thanksgiving dinner.
Or when the polka dot man breaks in and she thought she heard something, you see her there. But she's distraught through the whole movie. Obviously, her little baby girl is gone.
Yeah.
You don't really see his son, except for a few times. I can't remember the neighbors' names. You don't really see them. Amanda Waller and Rhodey? Brody?
Yeah, Rhodey.
What is
Rhodey? That's right.
Rhodey, yeah. Yeah, ex-Rhodey. You don't really see them. Yeah, ex-Rhodey and Amanda Waller. Because I can't remember character names.
Viola Davis and I don't remember the actor's name for Rhodey, honestly.
I wanted to say Cuba Gooding Jr. because I keep thinking of that. What's that movie?
Terrence Howard.
Sled Dog? Yes, Terrence Howard. But what's that Disney movie with the sled dogs?
Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called though.
I've had that fucking movie stuck in the back of my head for the last 3 days and I don't know fucking why.
That's random. Just a bunch of huskies pulling sleds.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's Cuba Gooding Jr. in that movie.
Maybe so. Okay,
but
Terrence Howard's character name is Franklin, and Viola Davis is Nancy.
Nancy. Okay, so Franklin and Nancy, you see them, and then they disappear, and then they show up, and then they disappear again. It's the rest of the movie is basically just spent with Hugh Jackman and Loki.
There is that time where once Hugh Jackman brings him in to Terrence or Franklin, my bad. Brings Franklin into the fold on what he's been doing, to Paul Dano. He's just been beating the shit out of him this whole time because he thinks he's the one that's taken the children.
Yes.
And Franklin reacts like a motherfucking pussy and he's like, how could you? What are you doing, man? You're insane. And he's like, this man took our children. What is wrong with you? And I'm like, yeah, you tell him.
The movie was called Snow Dogs, by the way.
Oh, Snow Dogs.
Yeah.
But Alex, that's Paul Dano's character. He's literally communicating throughout the first half of this movie until Hugh Jackman really starts beating the words out of him where he can't talk anymore. He's saying that he's interacted with the kids So, like, Hugh Jackman knows that, like, he knows something.
So he originally gets arrested by Loki, Paul Dano's character Alex, and you find out he has like the IQ of a 10-year-old.
Yes.
So there's a really tense scene in Hugh Jackman's house where he's like, "Did you polygraph test Alex, or did you polygraph test him?" And he's like, "Well, we did, but it didn't really we didn't have any results really." And he's like, "Why the fuck not?" Blah 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 blah. He's like, "Well, you can't really take a polygraph test if you can't comprehend the questions." Mm-hmm. And so that sets Hugh Jackman off. But he kind of calms himself back down a little bit. So he asks Loki, he's like, "Hey, can you keep him, can you bend some rules and keep him in custody?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know. We'll see about it." So finally, everything they obviously can't hold Alex anymore. They have no charges on him, so they turn him loose. And he says to Hugh Jackman attacks him in the parking lot. By attacks him, I mean he just grabs him by the shirt and stuff. And he says they only cried for a little bit or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's what causes Hugh Jackman to go fucking ballistic.
He goes berserk,
and I say,
bro.
he kidnaps. Also, Alex is a fucked up guy. But don't let his mental capability fool you. He was strangling when Hugh Jackman originally captured him.
Oh yeah, he was strangling a fucking puppy, wasn't he?
He was strangling his aunt's dog.
Yeah.
So I'm such an idiot. I have seen this movie 3 times, but Loki goes to investigate child predators, registered sex offenders, and he goes to a priest's house, and I guess the priest is a sex offender. I'm not sure. I never really paid too much attention. I assume he was, and the priest is passed out drunk on the floor. So Loki goes into the house, he's a really good detective in this movie. He's just kind of a shitty person. He's always texting when somebody's trying to talk to him. He doesn't know how to defuse a situation.
No, not at all, dude.
He's just good at being a detective, though. He could have been Batman in this fucking universe. Just a shitty person, but fuck is he a good detective. But he moves this refrigerator and he finds this dead body. I'm such an idiot. I didn't even realize that guy was Alex's aunt's husband. The dead guy in the basement of the church.
Oh, I never realized that either.
Yeah, that was... Okay, so the priest said... That dude... you remember what the aunt said about her husband? She's like, "Oh, he ran off a long time ago.
Yeah.
He just left us high and dry," or whatever. He did run off, but he ran to the priest to confess. He talked about how he killed a bunch of kids and stuff. And the priest, I guess he killed him. I don't really remember that. I did rewatch this movie. I may have fell asleep around this time for a few seconds. But I don't remember what it was exactly.
I remember seeing the dead body, but I never pieced together that it was the husband.
So he had the puzzle piece around his neck. The puzzle piece that Ben draws. Isn't that his name? Uncle Not Man's character? And I think that's his name. Yeah, well, I'll just keep rambling. So yeah, so that's
Bob Taylor.
Bob, okay, that's the same puzzle that Bob draws, and yes, so that is the aunt's husband right there, dead in the basement. That's what connects everything for Loki. So let's get into Bob Taylor real quick. Bob Taylor was a kid that the aunt. And Alex's aunt and her husband kidnapped a long fucking time ago from somebody's yard, but he escaped.
Well, wait, she's not really Alex's aunt, is she? She kidnapped her.
No, she isn't.
Too.
Yeah, she kidnapped him too.
Yeah, okay.
No, she kidnapped him.
Yeah, okay,
too.
I was about to say.
He says to Hugh Jackman when he's got him, also his torture, Hugh Jackman's fucking torture device that he had Alex hooked up to. Fuck, dude, that was a amazing, that he's a handyman or a woodworker or whatever. This was a torture device that you wouldn't think could fuck somebody up as bad as it did, but it does. And it's something super realistic. It's not like he's like, "Yeah, I fill this bucket of glass up with glass shards every day and I dump it on him." It's nothing crazy. It's he rigs the hot water heater to have the element burning so hot. So when he turns one valve, the water is scalding fucking, as hot as a hot water heater could probably get it hot, or it's freezing fucking cold. So that's an amazing torture device that he has. But Alex says
he studied up on Jigsaw. He's like, what can I do?
Yeah. Alex says, I'm tired of being Alex. I'm tired of being Alex. I'm tired of being Alex. And then this, you can obviously tell. So the aunt says something that I really liked. She said something, her capturing children was a war on God. And people like him are the reason that she did it, because supposed holy people, like their demons come out or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There was a lot of religious
there was
elements to this movie, but it wasn't like a movie that's like it's in your face kind of like,
oh
you need to be a religious person. It's just it's
I think most of the religious stuff, like most of it's probably in the third act. Like it doesn't really get to a lot of those references until closer to the end.
Yeah, it's not pushy on the religion. It's just like, this is what these people believe. And there's a couple, I couldn't name one, but I know I've seen movies before where it's like they're like, oh, well, you need to do this or you need to do that. And it's like, okay, I don't want to be preached to. I'm trying to watch a movie right now. Don't preach to me. Just show me a good movie. But this is not one of them. But yeah, so I don't know. I think Hugh Jackman, he struggles a lot torturing Alex because he breaks down multiple times and he says, I want to get you out of here. I don't want to do this to you. I'm so sorry, Alex. I'll get you out of here. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, he just wants to know where his kids are. And he knows Alex knows this.
Yeah, he wants to find those two little girls. So
yeah, say his kids, but only one is actually his kid. The other is
Joyce,
Franklin's and Nancy's.
Joyce and Anna, I think. Joyce and Anna, I think are the kids' names.
Joy and Anna, yeah.
Joy and Anna. There we go.
I think.
It's either Joy or Joyce. They may change her name halfway through the movie.
Yeah, it's Joy. It's Joy. According to Letterboxd, it's Joy. Follow me on Letterboxd, by the way. The Red Arrow.
Yeah, he posts bullshit on Letterboxd.
I do. That's all Letterboxd is for, isn't it?
He reviews movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
and Saw, which we were just talking about,
and Saw.
Two drastically different movies.
That is the fucking spectrum right there. If it's not in between Saw or the Ninja Turtles, he doesn't talk about it.
Exactly. That's all life is
yes, Saw or the
somewhere on that scale.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I know.
There's a little bit of Barney elements mixed in. Sometimes people dress up like a dinosaur, but other than that, it's either Saw or the Ninja Turtles.
Sometimes we talk about dinosaur movies and people don't watch.
That's true. Hey, check out episode 2 where we talked about Jurassic Park.
Hey, back to Bob Taylor real quick, though. A scene I always remember is when Detective Loki goes and confronts him, like, at his home, and just finds that crate full of snakes.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about snakes that just, like, no pun intended, make my skin crawl.
Yeah. So Bob is a very messed up individual, and it's because he was captured at such a young age. And there was a book that him and the aunt's husband read. I can't remember the aunt's name. I feel bad calling her the aunt because she was like the main player in this movie. But you don't see a lot of her, which I liked. I kind of thought it was cool. Because did you ever expect his aunt to be the one that was the fucking crazy psychopath?
Holly Jones?
Holly Jones? Yes, Holly Jones.
Yeah, Holly. No, but like
I wasn't either.
I feel like when you rewatch it, like on initial watch, you aren't expecting it, but like when you rewatch it, just knowing and you can kind of piece that together. Like it's there.
So,
and that's what I love about those kind of movies, though. Like if it doesn't make sense, make sense when you go back and rewatch, then like narratively there's something missing. But like since it does make sense, I say that's a good mystery. Like the solution makes sense.
Yeah. So Bob is just a fucked up guy. And it's because he was abducted, but he escaped. So they use this concoction of like ketamine and something else to drug these kids, and then they end up killing them or whatever. I forgot what I was saying in the middle of what I was saying. So let me just talk about something else.
Yeah, go ahead.
The interrogation scene with Bob. I know you probably been waiting on it, but this is part of Loki's terrible de-escalation techniques here.
He gets so frustrated so quickly.
With Alex, when he originally interrogated Alex, he had Alex pinned against the wall, and he was purposefully making him uncomfortable by like touching him and stuff like that. Nothing like crazy or creepy. he was just kind of like purposefully trying to provoke him to like maybe give something up, make him uncomfortable as possible. Alex doesn't give in. Fucking Bob, he starts beating the fuck out of this guy. He just starts fucking throwing haymakers on him. And the other 2 cops run in and they're like, Loki, get the fuck off of him. And then Bob pulls a gun and Loki pulls his gun on him. And then fucking Bob's holding the gun to his head. It's like, don't hold the gun to a guy that is holding a gun to his fucking head. He obviously wants to die. And he fucking just paints the interrogation room with his brains.
Yeah, this is another scene I always remember, just Bob killing himself in the middle of a fucking interrogation.
Fuck! He's like, fuck! Oh, it's not that funny, but it was so fucking funny to me. Like, it's so sad, but...
Yeah. And, like, the scenes, like, between Detective Loki and the captain, where, the captain's, like, telling him basically, like, you need to take a break from this case. You've been working on this shit too much. And he's just like, Captain, go fuck yourself. So, he's like, look, you don't understand, man. This dad is hounding me. I have to be working on this fucking case, bro. Yeah.
So we did talk about, now we're kind of jumping all over the place, but it's just kind of, I think, as we remember stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about the car scene between Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think either one of us could do that scene justice.
No.
But the setup to it was, it's like a 3-4 minute scene. It's worth just a look up on YouTube, if nothing else.
Oh,
yeah, incredible. I watched it last night after the movie because I loved it. So I sent it to somebody and I said, does this make you want to watch this movie? And she replied, I mean, that looks pretty good. And I was like, thank you. And the whole movie doesn't let down from there. But the setup to that was Loki starts suspecting Hugh Jackman, or Keller, as Hugh Jackman's character's name. He starts suspecting him that maybe he had something to do with it. And that's kind of the setup for that.
He's kind of right to suspect him of something because he fucking kidnapped Alex, but yeah.
Well, they say in the car, he said, I assume you've heard about Alex Jones's disappearance. I think it's Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's correct.
Look at me fucking go. I was thinking of the fucking, they put chemicals in the water to turn the freaking frogs gay. I was thinking of that Alex Jones. But, so he's like, I assume you've heard of, he's like, and then Hugh Jackman's like, yeah, I heard something about it. He's like, you wouldn't happen to know anything about it. He's like, well, I wouldn't have, I didn't do it myself because I didn't think I could get away with it. Luke's like, well, you wouldn't. He's like, I gotta fucking lay it down with this guy. You're not gonna get away with that shit. So he suspects him of something. He doesn't know what, but he suspects him of something. And
doesn't he also Alex, like ask him like, have you been drinking or whatever?
No, Hugh Jackman makes him think that he had been drinking. So Hugh Jackman's like 9 years sober in this movie, but he realizes Loki's tailing him.
Yeah.
And so as he was going to walk to this old apartment complex that his dad, I think, left to him, his dad committed suicide. That's a whole story in itself. If you pause, you can read when Loki finds the thing out about his dad, finds out where he was going.
Yeah.
You can read how his dad was a jailer or like a guard in a jail or something like that. And he ended up killing himself. So that's a whole thing. But
that does seem like a miserable job.
Yeah, it does. But he sees him and he walks across the parking lot and buys some alcohol. And he's like, well, why were you walking towards the road or whatever? He's like, well, I figured if I walked around the parking lot enough, I wouldn't want it anymore. And then I saw you, and that just kind of reassured the fact that I need this. And
yeah, that's right. Like, that's what it was.
He says, this was my favorite thing. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're the hot shit detective. I got a bottle of liquor. My daughter's missing. Why don't you figure it out? He's like just insulting him. And it's not coming, I don't think it's coming from a place from hate from Keller, but he's really trying to cover his tracks there. Now, he may not like Loki at all.
I think it's mostly he's just upset that they haven't figured anything out.
Yeah. And so Hugh Jackman does his own detective work, and he figures some shit out. So he goes and visits Holly. Wasn't that her name?
Yes.
Holly. So he goes and visits Alex's aunt, Holly, and talks with her for a minute. apologizes for scaring Alex and all this shit. Well, Joy somehow escapes from the room that she's being held in, goes to the hospital, and this was the only scene that kind of pissed me off, but I understood. That's a lot of this movie. It's like Keller can make you upset because it's like you need to chill the fuck out, but then you have to take a step back and be like,
put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah, you have to realize what's at stake here for him. This is his daughter. This is his baby. And he's like, Joy, where were you? Were you near the street? Were you far away from the street? And she's like, you were there. And everybody just kind of pauses and looks at Keller. And he's like, well, what do you mean I was there? And then he has that moment of realization. He fucking takes off.
Oh, yeah, he books it out of there.
Fucking just goes. He's fucking gone. Well, Loki thinks he knows where he's going.
And no, it wasn't Joy, was it? No, it was Joy because Anna is Hugh's daughter. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Anna's Hugh's daughter. Loki goes and finds Alex at the aforementioned apartment complex thing, and he's like, well, that son of a bitch, how dare he? Well, they end up going to, or Jackman ends up showing up at Holly's, and she gives him the whole, this is my war on God, and blah, 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 blah. She shoots him in the leg and pushes him in a hole.
And parks her car over it.
Yeah, and she said, I hope you're alive in a few hours. If you make yourself a tourniquet, I hope you'll be alive in a few hours when I throw your daughter's lifeless body down there with you. And I'm like, fuck this bitch. Fuck her, dude. Seriously. Love that I hate her. I love that I hate her. I love it when they don't make villains like I don't like the Joker in The Dark Knight, but I don't like him because they don't really make him a likable character. Now, he is a likable character, but at the same time, can you watch The Dark Knight with just being like...
Well, he's a likable character because he's a villain. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
But she is just... Yes. It's like I think we like the role, the actor that played the role. We just have a lot of respect for that. But if you look at it from... You take away... You look at this through tunnel vision and you're just like, okay, in this movie...
You put yourself in that world. You put yourself in that world. Yeah, you freaking hate him.
There's no sympathy to be built for him. Not at all. Like, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, now I get that's different. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, they did it right. He was a sympathetic villain. Like, I think Thanos is considered like a sympathetic villain, even though he's a genocidal maniac.
Yeah.
But some people say there's some sympathy that should be held for him. But no, this woman, you can just hate her outright. There is no redeeming qualities about her at all. So the chief is like,
real bitch.
The chief is like, you need to fucking drop this Keller thing. You need to drop it now. You're off of Keller. You need to go tell Alex Jones's aunt that we found him. So Loki shows up in the nick of fucking time. He goes in the house, sees the picture of her husband, sees the necklace of the puzzle that he's wearing. And he has that. He literally goes and draws his gun immediately. Yeah. Starts walking through the house, finds Holly about to kill Anna. And as she is like, well, it's been a good run. Make sure they cremate me. I don't want to be put in some box. She goes and she shoots Loki. The bullet scrapes by his fucking head. He could have died, but he killed her. He killed Holly. Then that man risked his life. Like, fucking blood was pouring in his eye. He's losing blood. But he risked his life to get Anna to the hospital to save her. And I love that scene. Do you remember that scene that well? Where he's, like, swerving in and out of traffic.
Yeah.
And then it's just like the last time before he, like, kind of goes unconscious, he just sees emergency. And fucking wheels in that parking lot, cuts off, like, 3 cars. He caused, like, 6 accidents, by the way. I just want you to know that. Once again. Not a good person, really good detective.
But then, like, as soon as he wakes up from that after, like, Anna's there, he immediately goes back and tries to find Killer.
Yes.
And I hate that people, like, make this end out to be, like, an ambiguous end. I mean, it sort of kind of is, but not really. Like, he clearly hears the whistle. That's why he stops.
So originally, I looked this up today in preparation for this. The original ending was he moves the car and finds Keller. But the filmmakers were like, you know what? Let's leave it a little ambiguous. Let's leave it up to your imagination. So they just end it where Loki hears the...
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me?
I can now.
Oh, fuck, I whistled.
No,
God damn it, don't whistle.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, well, I tried to whistle, but it does not work. It does not pick it up. But he hears the whistle. He hears the whistle, and he just turns, and it ends on him turn. Now, Keller is probably almost dead, so even if they get him out of that hole, I don't think he survives. You know?
Yeah.
Because he's gone almost 24 hours losing blood in that hole, freezing. In the freezing cold.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know. I think it maybe, but like if he has enough energy to still blow a whistle, maybe they
he's
get him.
barely. But if you remember that he barely hears that whistle.
Yeah.
It's because he's like using probably what's left of him to blow it. Because if you think about it, if he had enough energy, he would just be yelling. But he can't.
That may also be like the look on Jake's face is like, I'm too late.
Yeah. I get that what you're talking about. Yes, it's not that ambiguous, but I like the fact that we don't see him. Because, that's a thing in movies. If you don't see somebody die or you don't see somebody get saved, then they're not dead.
Yeah.
So, I like that. I don't know. Just there wasn't a wrong turn I think they took with this movie, other than I just didn't really understand what the point of trying to make it maybe seem like Keller was going to be the guy who kidnapped the kids. Because that's what it felt like that's what they were kind of trying to imply almost with the Doomsday Prepper stuff. Because that
whole part just felt weird to me, the Doomsday stuff.
It didn't really play any part in the movie, in my opinion. Like, maybe it did, maybe I missed something. But I think you can have a character like Keller with not being a Doomsday Prepper.
Yeah.
Doing the exact same things. If he was a fucking white-collar businessman, then maybe it's not as believable that he was able to build that torture device and, all this other shit that he did. But, no, the Doomsday Prepper thing, I didn't. Maybe it was just they were just like, fuck it, Doomsday Preppers are popular in 2013. Let's just fucking make him one.
They were really popular in the mid to late 2010s for some reason. Because that was that's the entire concept of 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. I was just about to say, there's a Cloverfield movie, I think, based on
that movie is incredible. That movie
is
awesome.
It? I've seen the first Cloverfield.
I think it's way
better
than the first
Cloverfield. Have you seen the Netflix Cloverfield?
I have not.
Really?
I've only seen the original Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I like 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I loved the first Cloverfield.
I liked it, but I love 10 Cloverfield
10
Lane.
is better.
I think so.
I'll keep that in mind.
And keep in mind that 10 Cloverfield Lane is also only has 3 people in the whole movie.
Yeah, also keep in mind Last Night in Soho. That's a really good fucking movie.
It is. Another movie I recommended.
It was a movie you recommended to me, and just by looking at it, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about fashion in London. Why would you recommend this? And then I watched it, twice, and I've seen it 3 fucking times now. I've seen that movie. I watched that movie last year, around this time, I think.
And you've seen it,
and I've seen
3 times.
I've seen that movie as many times as I've seen Prisoners.
It is a lot shorter. I watched that in
2020. Yeah, it's really fucking good though.
It's so good. Maybe we'll talk about that movie sometime.
Hey, whenever it has a fucking year, 2 year, 3 year, fuck. If we give it a year and 3 month anniversary or something, fuck, let's go for it. I don't give a fuck. I'll gladly rewatch it.
I will too. Such a good movie. I love it. I think it's Edgar Wright's best directing. I think I prefer Baby Driver overall, just as a movie. But at directing wise, I think it's Edgar Wright as the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about Prisoners, other than if you haven't ever seen it, check it out. It is its 10-year anniversary. It's one of those movies that it may have not flew under the radar. Maybe this was the biggest movie of 2013 and we were just too young to realize it.
Well, it only made $122 million, so I think it did kind of fly under the radar, especially with how stacked the cast was.
Yes.
I'm surprised it didn't have more of a budget with how big the cast was, too. You got to pay those people. I guess they didn't have to pay them that much, though.
No, this may have been one of those movies that Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman read the script and they were just fuck it.
Yeah,
I like this.
Probably, honestly. And Denis Villeneuve was the director,
Riddler, he was
on this was maybe his first step to just where he is now. Like, he's directing Dune and shit. He's directing all these big blockbusters.
Yeah, no. So I've never seen Dune. Have you seen Dune?
Yeah, I saw Dune. I thought it was boring. It was mostly set up for Dune 2, though, so maybe Dune 2 will be, like, really good. But I just don't care.
I haven't seen it, and I don't think I ever will see Dune.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. That's just me, though. I'm not a big sci-fi guy to begin with, so I don't even know why.
You're not a big sci-fi guy. You fucking watched all the Star Trek movies, you lying piece of shit.
Not all of them. I still have like 5
Almost left. All of them. God, yeah, there's like 12.
There's 13. That's
it's goddamn, I was close.
You were very close. That's like the only sci-fi franchise I've actually watched, though. Like multiple movies of. I've seen Predator and Prey, and yeah.
If we get one comment, we'll do all 9 Star Wars episodes.
Oh God.
Those movies are so fun. I know. You're not that interested in them. They're so fucking good. The overarching story of Anakin Skywalker is one of the best stories ever told.
Yo, this was this year was what Return of the Jedi's 40th?
I think so. Yeah, it got re-released in theaters, I know.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That was episode 6, right? Return of the Jedi. See, this is how little I know about Star Wars. I don't even remember. Like, I remember New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and after that, it gets fuzzy for me.
So it goes Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. This is where it gets hard for me, because I don't really like the new 3. But I think it goes The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Isn't that what it's called? Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
I have the poster for that one, but I've never fucking seen it.
Oh, wow. And you want to talk about all 9 episodes, even though you haven't seen episode 9?
I don't give a fuck. We'll just make it up.
Do you want to grade Prisoners while we're, like, still kind of close to when we talked about Prisoners?
Yeah.
How many whistles would you give Prisoners?
I would whistle till my lungs did not work anymore. That's how many whistles I would give it.
Yeah, I agree. I'd whistle until I died, like Hugh Jackman might have. In
the words of Flo Rida, you can blow my whistle, baby. Whistle, baby. Let me know.
Yeah, Flo Rida. Everyone's
I'm gonna show you.
Flo Rida, WrestleMania's favorite fucking artist for like 5 straight years. Yeah. You might have been on TikTok at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
If there hasn't been a TikTok of that, you should make one.
Ooh, somebody steal that idea, but give us credit.
Someone make it. And give us 10% of the revenue.
Yes. Actually, give us 40.
Yeah.
That was genius ideas. But yeah, no, that was Prisoners. Do you have anything more to add to Prisoners before we go completely off the rails?
Hey, not really. It's a fantastic movie. The cast is good all the way around. Other than that Doomsday thing, like we were saying, I think pretty much everything else fits into the narrative one way or another. Like, fits well into it. A lot of the movie is just Hugh Jackman beating the shit out of Paul Dano, and it's really entertaining for some reason.
Yeah. I think movies where he just gets the shit beat out of him, they're just good fucking movies.
Yeah, There Will Be Blood. He gets the shit beat out of him by Daniel Day-Lewis. The Batman, he gets the shit beat out of him by Batman. Not really, though. He didn't get the shit beat out of him, really. I was expecting Batman to beat the shit out of him more. But maybe they're saving that.
Yeah, no, just wait.
The Batman 3, just the entire movie is Batman beating the shit out of the Riddler. And the Joker's just like, ah!
Batman 3 will literally just be titled Batman, or The Batman. Paul Dano gets the shit kicked out of him. That's just gonna be... They're just gonna drop the character of the Riddler, and it's just gonna be, hey, guys! And then just...
I'm actor Paul Dano! And then Batman...
I'm actor Paul Dano! And then everybody just comes through and starts fucking wailing on him. Hugh Jackman shows up, just throws him back in a shower and turns the water on and be like, yeah, fuck you!
You know, I kind of wish the Batman was the movie he got the shit beat out of him, though, because that Riddler costume was awful. That's my least favorite thing about the movie, is how the Riddler fucking looks. Like, the Riddler himself I like, but the aesthetic I absolutely hated.
Well, you gotta remember, this is them coming... He may get, like, a more accurate costume.
He has to. If he does not, I'm gonna be so upset.
I mean, look look at Nolan's films. Like, I mean, Bane didn't look the best, but I mean, fuck, Bane looked okay.
Yeah. No, like, just, the Riddler is, like, in the Batman is, like, out of every villain design in any Batman movie, in any Batman movie, it's probably my least favorite.
Did you like Jim Carrey's Riddler look more?
Yes.
Fair. You know what? I don't think the costumes in those movies were bad at all.
I mean, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face I didn't understand why he was pink, but whatever. I guess, or not pink, he was like purple. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
Wasn't Two-Face purple in the Batman the Animated Series?
Blue. That's why I said that it doesn't really matter. His, like, half of his face is always a different color in, like, any fucking thing. It can be pink, it can be blue, it can be red, it can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. It can be green.
What would have been funny is if they kept changing the color of his face from scene to scene to scene.
That would have been fucking funny, though.
That would have made Batman Forever the best, but we know...
And like the burnt half changes from scene to scene, too. Like, it's just left and then it's just right.
or like one scene he just like has like the crazy look on one side and then they just switch it to the other side and hope you don't fucking notice.
Yeah.
He's wearing his jacket backwards. He starts talking pig Latin in the middle of the fucking movie. Like, what the fuck is this?
I'm bilingual.
Fuck, you made me forget what I was gonna say.
Was it anything related to anything we're actually talking about this week?
Maybe. But yes. If you're still listening and you do know why, or you have a theory why the Doomsday Prepper thing was like why they like made a big deal about it for the first like 30 minutes of the movie, let us know.
There's a full scene where like Detective Loki's checking that shit out, isn't there? Or am I thinking I was about to say, I remember him.
He goes to the basement. And stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
That's where he finds the lie, and he's just like, "There's a lie in your basement." And he's like, "Yeah, I buried the dog with it." He's like, "Fuck, I'm not a very good detective." But yeah, if you have any theories or you know why, leave a comment. And if it's good enough, maybe I'll reply with something nice. And if it's bad, then I'm just gonna try to cause an argument with you. So just be prepared.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, I do what I can.
But what else are we talking about this week?
Well, last week we did NFL Week 1 predictions. How did that turn out for us?
Oh, yes. So, I am currently in the lead by one whole game. Neither of us did that hot. You went 8-8, so you didn't go negative. At least you didn't go negative. I went 9-7, so you got that even record. I got that positive record, just barely.
Yes. Sorry, I was writing. Yes, so I went 8-8, you went 9-7, but I went back and looked at my preseason predictions. You couldn't find yours, sadly. I'm not going to say what games like I won and stuff, but in my way too early preseason predictions, I went 14-2 somehow. I don't know how.
That is insane. You made those like a month before the season even started.
Yeah, I guess I'll say what games I predicted wrong. I stuck true and said the Pats were going to beat the Eagles. I am not. I believe kind of in the Patriots. I believe the Patriots are a middle of the draft team.
I mean, I believe that too, but are they good enough to be a playoff team is the question. I think they're going to be close. They're going to be close again. Or I could see them being the 7th seed.
Yes. But I picked the Patriots to beat the Eagles. They should have fucking won, in my opinion. Whatever.
I think they should have won too. Even though I picked the Eagles, I watched that entire game. And no, the Patriots, they played better than the fucking Eagles did, dude. The Patriots played pretty good. They made mistakes where they shouldn't have made mistakes.
Mac Jones threw a pick six.
Yeah, and that's basically why they lost the game.
Cost them the game.
That was the first quarter of the fucking game.
Yeah. But
then Mac Jones kind of played good after that, surprisingly. I was shocked at how good he played.
He's like number 3 in fucking in receiving yards. Yeah, Mac Jones was out there catching balls, baby. He was throwing the rock up and running right under it and catching it.
Dude, did you see that 50-yard bomb he threw to himself?
Yeah, I saw the 100-yarder he threw to himself. I was impressed. Yeah. But no, he's like 3rd in the league in passing yards. So
yeah, that's pretty surprising.
Mac Jones, he did not play bad. And then the other game that I picked was the Giants. So, I really believe
this was the Patriots' problem last season too. Their red zone offense has got to get better.
They just stop trying to throw it. Are they trying to throw in the red zone? What are they doing in the red zone?
Yeah, a lot of times they do kind of try to. In the Eagles game anyway, they were trying to throw in the red zone. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Just give it to Ramondre. Give it to Zeke. Give it to one of them. Throw screens.
Yeah. Dude, Zeke is as bad. Let me back up. As older as Zeke has gotten, I'm sure he's still good in the red zone. Now, Zeke did fumble the ball, I saw. That is a common problem with Ezekiel Elliott. So It's perfect that he's on the Patriots. Because Mac Jones loves fumbling that shit.
Ramondre will fumble every now and then too, sadly.
Oh, wow. What the fuck's going on? It's okay. Aaron Jones likes to fumble the ball once or twice. Right. But, yeah, so it's our week 2 prediction.
You know who really loved fumbling the ball in week 1, though? Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. I believe in Saquon. I believe in
Saquon, too. I don't know what was going on with him.
I'm just going to say I believe in New York. There's 3 teams in New York. Hopefully not all 3 will let me down. I'm not going to say which one I believe
all 3 go negative.
Fuck! I meant, New England? Hopefully they don't go negative too.
I meant New Orleans.
Fuck, there's no more new teams. I meant the New Vegas Raiders. Yeah.
They are the New Vegas Raiders, man. They got Jimmy G in there, some new blood.
Yeah. I never checked to see how Devontae Adams did.
I don't think he did that insane.
Well. I didn't see nothing crazy about him.
That was a low scoring game, so I don't feel like anyone did too insane.
Yeah. So we are just here to give our predictions for week 2. So game 1, we have Vikings-Eagles. Who's winning?
Eagles.
You pick the Eagles. Guess what I'm picking?
The Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah. I'm not fucking picking the Vikings. Fuck the Vikings. They're going to go 0-16 in my predictions, I think.
0-17.
Yes, 0-17. Week 2...
yes, that is what week we're on.
Game 2, we have Packers-Eagles. Who are you picking?
You mean Packers-Falcons?
Yeah, Packers-Falcons. Fuck, Packers-Eagles isn't for a while.
I'm going with the Pack. They're starting 2-0.
Yeah, Jordan Love played incredibly well, but Falcons, they look like they showed up too. I don't even remember who their starting quarterback was. Was it Marcus Mariota? Nope, no. He's on the Eagles.
It was Desmond.
Oh, Desmond Ritter?
Yeah, Desmond Ritter.
I just cut him in my Madden franchise because I had coach firing on, and New England fired Tom Brady as their coach, and I signed with the Falcons. I don't probably because we went 2-14.
How could you let Tom go 2-14, bro? He would never have that.
Mac Jones had like 26 interceptions.
My God, Matt!
What was I supposed to do? I wasn't even playing. I was playing defense.
Mac Jones, what are you doing, man? I hope you played better in the regular season in real life.
We had the fucking 13th ranked defense, so we weren't bad. It's just our offense was 30 fucking
You know, if Mac Jones throws 26 interceptions this season, I'm blaming you.
You know what? I would too. The next game, we have Raiders-Bills. Do you think the Bills are going to have a comeback game?
I think they're going to beat the Raiders.
Do you think Josh Allen will be throwing 3 more interceptions?
Not against the Raiders defense, no.
I agree. I am also picking the Bills. So right now we are both having Eagles, Packers, and the Bills to win. But I think this next game we may have a different outcomes. Ravens, Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore.
I'm going the Bengals, the Bengal Tigers.
They. Well, I mean, I don't know. The Bengals also didn't play that hot in week 1 last week, and then they started to step it up a bit after that. But I don't know, dude. That was like another level of bad last week. Joe Burrow didn't even throw 100 yards.
I know. Here's one we also may disagree on. Chiefs Jaguars.
Ooh, do we know if Travis Kelce is playing?
I could look, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to say no.
Okay,
no, he probably will be. I'll check it out.
Yeah, can I just give this like an ultimatum basically? If Kelce plays, Chiefs. If he doesn't, Jags.
Really? You really think that?
Yes.
Wow.
Because
my cat doesn't.
If Mahomes has a receiver that can catch, yes, I think the Chiefs are going to win.
I don't know. I just don't think by the way, Chris Jones is coming back.
On a 1-year deal. I'm still saying if Kelsey doesn't play, the Jags are going to win. But if he does, the Chiefs will win.
I could be wrong, but I don't see anything in the news about Kelsey playing.
Okay, so if he's not playing, then Jags.
Jags? Okay, if he's not playing, then Jags.
Yes.
So I'll make note. Kelsey play. Shut up!
Your cats really don't like my opinion on this, do they?
Yeah.
Your cats are like, no, Travis Kelsey won't win the Chiefs the game, you idiot.
Yeah, it's going to be Sky Moore. Or Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Or Kadarius Toney.
I feel like he targeted Toney more than anyone in that game, and Toney was the one that couldn't catch, the most.
I think he targeted Toney 3 times, and all 3 were drops.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Okay, who are you picking, by the way?
I'm picking Jags regardless.
Okay, so if Kelsey plays, we got that one different. If he doesn't play, we got it the same.
What if he plays but gets injured?
Look, if he starts the game, I'm picking the Chiefs.
Okay, if he starts the game, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of that bullshit where if they get injured in the middle of the game, I'm changing my pick.
Yeah,
sticking with my guns, baby.
All right, Chargers Titans.
Oh, Chargers.
I agree.
I don't think the Titans are going to be that good this season.
I saw Derrick Henry playing okay, so that's good news.
Yeah, that's Derrick Henry, but who else is on that team?
Seahawks Lions.
I am going with Detroit. Seattle beat them last season. Yes. I don't think they're going to let it happen again this season.
I agree. I think Detroit's a little overhyped right now. The Detroit Lions beat up a bad Chiefs team. This is probably the worst Chiefs team we've seen in a while. So,
I'd agree with that.
Yes. So, yes, they did beat them. I know. But I think this game will be a little bit different.
Neither team looked – the Lions didn't even look that great against the Chiefs.
No, they didn't. It was just a good game because the Chiefs looked bad. So, I wouldn't even say it was a good game.
No.
We're both picking Lions, by the way.
Okay. 2-0 start for the Lions, baby.
Yeah.
Colts Texans. I think this one's going to be close. It's honestly a 50-50, but I'm going to go with the Texans.
Really? You're picking fucking CJ Stroud?
Yes.
CJ Stroud, I may have overhyped him. He didn't look that hot in his regular season debut, but I'm also picking the Texans. I believe in CJ Stroud. I know Anthony Richardson
he didn't look bad.
Was pulled out of the Colts game, and they could have won, but if he has a concussion, he won't play. And I haven't seen anything saying that he won't play, but I also don't follow a lot of Colts stuff, so I don't know.
Who besides Colts fan, who does follow Colts stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. If he's in concussion protocol, then I don't know. I think it'll be a good game. Hopefully it'll be a good game between 2 rookie quarterbacks. Well, is he a rookie? Yeah, they're both rookies. Yeah. Bears Bucs. So I know who you're already picking on this one.
We talked about this game a little before we started recording.
You're picking the Bears for some reason.
I am picking the Bears. Look. The first half of that Packers game, they didn't look terrible, okay? The second half they did. They just looked like the same old Bears. But the first half, they showed some promise. And I think against the Bucs, they can keep their jet going a little longer than they did against the Packers. They won't get so burned out.
Wow. So I just realized out of the 4 NFC North teams, I only picked 2 to win a game this week. Last week, I didn't pick any NFC North teams except for 1 to win. So really shows I'm playing favorites here. It's almost like the Packers are my favorite team, and I'm always going to root against the NFC North teams.
I picked 3 NFC North teams to win this week. And I picked 2 last week.
You did. Yeah. And I think the one that you didn't pick to win, we can both say, fuck that team.
Didn't pick to win this week? Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't pick them to win last week, did you? Oh, yeah, you did.
I did. That's the game you got over me.
Beat you in the ass. Beat you in the ass. Giants Cardinals.
I'm going with the Giants. I don't care that they lost 40-0. I think that was just... I think after that first half, the Giants were just entirely deflated. And, what? There's no coming back from that. I don't think they're going to fall like that to the Cardinals. So, yeah, I'm going with the Giants.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Giants are a lot better than what they showed out on.
Yeah, I think they were much better than that.
49. Another thing, get rid of artificial turf. I know our voices don't mean anything, but when you have players like, I don't know, Aaron Rodgers getting hurt and other players are coming out and saying it's because of artificial turf that this is happening, get fucking rid of it. If they will get rid of it to play soccer, then they can get rid of it to play NFL games. I don't care if it costs a lot of money to maintain. Would you rather pay a guy like Aaron Rodgers? What are
the NFL has a lot of money to fucking spend, dude.
Yeah, like $40 million to sit on the fucking bench with an injury? Or would you rather him maybe try to will your team to a fucking Super Bowl that generates you more fucking money? Get rid of artificial turfs.
Yeah, I agree. It's stupid.
49ers, Rams, I already know who we're both picking.
Niners.
Yeah. All right. Jets, Cowboys.
I'm going with... I think this is going to be a pretty low-scoring game, but I'm going with Dallas.
I am too, as much as I don't want to, because I don't like the Cowboys, but...
I don't either, but I mean, I kind of want the Cowboys to win this game just because the Jets are in the Patriots division.
That's fair. But there is a statistic that you know. Aaron Rodgers is the owner of two teams, and that is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, if Rodgers was playing this game, I'd pick the Jets. But since he is injured, I'm picking the boys.
I hope Big Dick Zach Wilson comes out there and just slings that fucking rock. Also, can we just talk about, just for a quick second, that Garrett Wilson touchdown catch? That was fucking insane.
Oh, yeah, that was insane.
That was like Julian Edelman level catch there. That was like something that I will never fucking forget. And I'm so happy I saw it live.
You mean that? Me too. That was pretty insane. Like,
yeah.
When you think all hope is lost.
Garrett Wilson fucking comes out of nowhere. He's like,
dude, that's what Peyton and Eli were saying that entire game too. Like, just throw it to Garrett Wilson. They kept saying that, and then they finally throw it to Garrett Wilson, and he fucking comes down with that shit.
Peyton and Eli were also saying put Zach Wilson on a throw count. He's only going to throw 3 more balls for the rest of the game, and then in the middle at the end, it's like, Zach's thrown like 8 passes since you said that. He said, I meant put Josh Allen on a throw play, on a throw thing.
Bro, I love Manning cast. It's so fun to watch.
I was originally not going to watch the Manning cast because I end up just listening to Peyton and Eli more than I watch the games. And like, since Rodgers was going to play, I was like, I'm just going to listen to Joe Buck, call the game, whatever. And then Rodgers got hurt. I was like, fuck it, I'm switching to the Manning cast. And then they had Ryan Fitzpatrick on there. That man is fucking joy.
He wore both helmets. He wore the Bills helmet and the Jets helmet.
Yeah, Josh Allen fucking threw another pick and he slowly took the Bills helmet off and put the Jets helmet on. It's fucking gold. Commanders, Broncos. I'm
going with them again. Which I chose both these teams to win last week, so who knows who I'm going to pick. I'm picking Denver.
I was like, wait, what the fuck? Did you pick them both to win?
I'm picking Denver. I'm picking the team that let me down last week. Hopefully they don't let me down again.
Yeah. Dolphins, Patriots.
Are you going with the Broncos too?
Oh, yes, my bad.
Okay. How many games do we have different so far? Like 1? 2?
We possibly have the Jags, the Ravens. Okay, so I picked the Bengals, you picked the Ravens. I picked the Jags regardless. You picked the Chiefs if Kelsey plays. I picked the Bucs, you picked the Bears. So we have 4 different. Well, one's with an asterisk.
Okay. And
Dolphins, Pats.
I hate to do this 2 weeks in a row, but Patriots, I'm picking against you. I'm picking Miami.
Really?
Yeah.
It's at Gillette. I'm picking the Patriots.
I hope the Patriots win. I really do. I think they can. But look, it's either I'm going to be right here or I'm going to be happy to be wrong. So I'm just going with the Dolphins.
So that's how you deal with the loss. Man, I fucking picked the Packers regardless. So be like, oh, the 0-9 are going up against the 1,000 and the team of legends. And I'm like, I think the Packers have a good chance.
It's just like if the Dolphins manage to like put up a lot of points, I don't think the Patriots are going to be able to keep up with them. But if the Patriots defense can like lock them down, then they definitely have a chance.
Saints, Panthers.
Oh man, I'm going with. Oh, this is kind of tricky. Neither of these teams look great.
No, they didn't. Bryce Young, I think, had a few bright spots.
Yeah, he threw 2 costly picks. Saints defense is pretty good.
Derek Carr didn't look terrible.
No, I'm going with New Orleans.
That's what I was going to go. So, and then finally to wrap up that was a Monday Night Football game. We have 2 Monday Night Football games. Browns Steelers.
I'm going.
The Browns look dominant, but the Steelers look like shit.
Yeah, I'm going with Cleveland.
It's at Heinz Field. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go with Cleveland too. I think that's what I picked in my preseason predictions too.
We have the Ravens Bengals different, possibly Chiefs Jags different.
Yes.
And Bears Bucs different.
Yep.
And
Dolphins Patriots.
Yeah. So 3 or 4, depending on if Kelsey plays.
Yes.
Okay. We had 3 different last week. We're pretty. This is usually how we are early season, though.
Yeah,
we think pretty close, like-minded.
I'm basically, if it was any team versus the Eagles other than the Vikings, I'd probably pick that team because, like I said, I don't think the Eagles are real this year. I don't think they were real last year.
Yeah. Well,
just because you make it to a Super Bowl doesn't mean anything.
Okay. No comment.
It's true. Just because you make it to a Super Bowl. Look at what happened to the Rams. They made it to the Super Bowl. And then what happened? They were bad.
Well, but the season they made it, they were real. I'm just saying, like, you can't. How are you going to say they weren't real last year when they made it to the Super Bowl?
Because they cheated. Duh.
Oh.
With that QB sneak bullshit they have.
Oh, just pushing the QB 5 feet forward.
Yeah, you see how that fucking worked for the Bears against the Packers? They didn't even fucking do it right. They went to push Justin Fields, but instead of him pushing him in his ass, he like pushed his side. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot?
The Browns did it on a 2-point conversion against Cincy, and they actually fucking succeeded.
Well, good for the Browns.
Good for the Browns, man. Potentially starting 2-0 this year. Probably should start 2-0. If they lose to Pittsburgh, I'm going to be pretty surprised because Pittsburgh looked like garbage.
Wait, we got to do our Super Bowl pick.
Oh, yes. So last week my pick was 49ers Jets. Rodgers went down, so I'm no longer sticking with the Jets. I am going to stick with the Niners. So I'm going to say 49ers and you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it.
Cat.
Fuck it, man. 49ers Ravens. Again, the rematch.
Wow. Let's see.
I don't know. What other AFC team is there to pick? Not many AFC teams look good, man.
I picked last week Jets Giants. I'm doing 49ers. I'm going to copy you. That would have been my original pick, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll be a little different. I'm going to say 49ers. What's an AFC team that I could pick? Jags. 49er Jags.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence hasn't been playing bad. He keeps throwing interceptions like a fucking moron, but, he's kind of good at that, I guess.
Well, I mean, the interception he threw in the Colts game wasn't all his fault. It got tipped off a receiver.
Yeah, but still, it's an INT on the stat sheet. You explain to me why Rodgers barely has 100 interceptions in his career, and he has like 450 touchdowns. It's because he's good at what he does.
Yeah, true that.
Trevor Lawrence, you suck as a quarterback. I'm just kidding. I have a lot of faith in Trevor Lawrence. I've had a lot of faith in Trevor Lawrence. I thought when he came in, I was like, man, why'd they get rid of Gardner Minshew? And then I was like, Gardner Minshew wasn't the best. And then I watched Gardner Minshew play in New York the other night, and I was like, yeah, Gardner Minshew isn't the best. But I still like Gardner Minshew a lot.
And I guess since we haven't done our weekly dose of wrestling talk, Becky Lynch is the new NXT Women's Champion.
And new WWE NXT Women's Champion, the man, Becky Lynch.
I'm going to be very sad once she takes the World Heavyweight Championship off of Rhea, but...
Dude, Nia Jax is back, and she is
why is she back? Okay, so apparently that episode of Raw was like the last episode with Vince as like as with full control of the company, and that's what he decided to do. What a fucking dick.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably did that as a fucking troll.
He definitely did. There's no way he didn't.
You remember when she came back at the Royal Rumble and everybody just looked at her, beat the fuck out of her, and then threw her out of the ring?
Yeah.
It's like, I seen a meme today, and it said, it said doctors whenever they hear Nia Jax is employed, and they were just like Scrooge McDuck, diving in the money. I'm like, you ain't fucking wrong. She does injure a lot of people.
I know.
Hey,
I
don't like shitting on people that much. I love shitting on people, but I like to act like I don't like shitting on people. I hope Nia Jax come back and she's safer to work with. And
I hope so. Especially if she's going to be working with Mommy Rhea. She better be safe to work with.
Yeah, she better be fucking careful around Dirty Dom. She hurts Dirty Dom. Ooh. She'll get mobbed.
Yeah, she'll get mobbed. Everyone's going to miss booing Dom, man.
Yeah. Dom is our favorite lovable heel.
He is. He's such a good heel. I love every time he picks up a mic. Like, you literally cannot hear anything he's saying.
I've seen some people say they think that WWE is turning his mic down a little bit.
I think they have to be. I think they have to be.
I don't care. It's
still funny as fuck, no matter what.
It's so fucking funny. And I love when he tries to chime in real quick, and it was perfect. On Monday Night Raw, Dom went to talk, and then he stopped talking, and then Damian picks up the mic, he's like, all right, that's enough. And then he cuts a promo, and it's just silence amongst everybody. And I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. It's literally just a gag, and I really hope, I hope it doesn't fuck with Dominic, like actually.
Yeah,
I hope he realizes that's fucking gold.
Hope he has fun with it.
Oh, I would have so much fucking fun with it.
It would be so hard for me not to laugh if I was Dom.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, in a few weeks we'll make our Fastlane predictions, but that's still like a month away, sadly.
Yeah, we could have done No Mercy. We could have, but but neither one of us watch NXT. So. Was it on No Mercy, or was it just on a regular episode of NXT? But the title was defended.
That was last night. That was on NXT.
Yeah. Was it just on NXT?
Wait, are there pay-per-views usually? Do they have pay-per-views the same day as NXT? I thought they did pay-per-views on Sunday. Or I meant Saturday. Whatever.
I think they do them on Friday. NXT pay-per-views are like on Thursdays and Fridays, I think. I might be wrong, but I don't care. Yeah, anyways, this is all pointless.
Yeah, it is. But we'll be back next time talking about who knows what and predicting some Week 3 NFL games.